Hello, Ryan.
Hello, everybody, and we are live. It's good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. We have a special tonight. Luch wants us to go through some long essays. That's what he said. But yeah, it's good to have you guys here. Thank you for coming, Luch. Good to see you. And we have Jeff, PJ Crooked, and Ryan S in as well. How you guys doing?
Good. I thought you were going to
good.
say long division.
Wow.
No, I think before Luch has been giving out some aces, he must have been giving Google a real hard time, Luch. You must have been giving Google a real hard time.
Oh yeah.
No doubt.
But
no
yeah,
doubt.
it's good to see you guys. Glad you could come. I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Good to see you guys too. Thank you for coming. If you haven't already, please hit the like, share the show. It really, really does help to get the show out to a wide audience. And hey, Lumpy Gas, haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. You're always welcome, man. Been praying for you, and I hope everything's going well with you. So,
And I hope your bum's a little less sore. Because you said your butt. I hope it's a little less sore now.
but it's good to see him. I'm glad he's okay. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So, Luch,
Yeah.
the man of the hour.
Oh yeah.
What do you want us to exactly be doing tonight?
Well, I was hoping to go over the Discord messages from the 17th to the 19th.
17th to 19th. Okay, let me see if I can get it on screen.
Yeah,
That's 2 days worth. That could be like.
Another problem of doing it on the iPad is I can't really access Discord while I'm on here. Because
that sucks.
I'm doing it via Discord. You sent me the link via Discord, so I have the Discord app open on this page. So if I were to leave this page and just go to the front page of Discord, then it would be closing this. It would be closing this.
Because it opens it as a new tab kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But shouldn't it put you in a picture-in-picture, like a picture at the bottom of your screen? If you go into another app, doesn't it just keep you in a little picture at the bottom? Picture PNB.
I'm doing it via the Discord app.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay. You haven't got it right. I get you.
Nah, it's not like a computer.
Right. Got you.
Okay. So you want me to read through it, or?
Yeah.
And then we can try and see if we can answer the questions. Is that what you want?
Yeah. See if we can. Yeah. And it's okay if we run out of time. We can just schedule another thing in the future. Because I wouldn't want to hold up your part 3 of the Alex and that other thing we were doing.
But
no part 3 of that.
Yeah, we're done with that thing there. But yeah, I appreciate your. You didn't have to give such a big super chat, by the way. That was like insane, dude. I went to look. They're like, just what's wrong? No, if you like fall into a pot of gold somewhere, or what's happened?
Well, yeah, $10,000.
Wow.
He's a gambling.
Yeah.
You put $4,000 on one hand, did you?
Yes.
Wow,
that's insane.
That's crazy. That is insane.
I think the most I've ever won with gambling is like $30.
Oh.
Yeah, 35 on the roulette.
Way. If you want to play it safe, yeah.
Yeah.
2,500 is the most I've won, but my mom has won insane amounts.
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah, she's probably, if you calculate tally all of it up together, she's probably won close to 250,000.
Oh wow!
All the times, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, my brother's good at blackjack as well. If you guys plays blackjack, he's sorted. My uncle, they actually bought their holiday house just with a game of blackjack. He won like $1 million that one hand. It's like crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not a gambler though, so
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, some people, don't like losing money.
No. You see, I'm
Some
different
people
because
have
I have children and I have a wife.
Yeah.
I'd rather take that money and spend it on them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Of
That
course.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or
Absolutely.
invest. Yeah.
Okay. You want to
let's
start?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll just come in and yeah.
And you can stop me anytime you want to, okay?
Yeah, I'll stop you when I feel like you're
Sure.
misunderstanding or said something wrong in your explanation of how you answer.
Okay.
To yeah.
Well, let's see what you get on. So I'm going to start with the 17th, you said.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Okay, and there's another thing. Is that the first one? Oh, there's another. No, that's the 12th. Okay, so 17th, yeah. Okay, so that's another thing. Because of many professions that require you to know the Earth is a globe, I did the math, and it would be millions of people from all over the planet that would have to be lying. Not indoctrinated or wrong. They need to be lying and only lying. Lying is the only option for millions and millions of people. That is impossible for their own explanation is that they are telling the truth. And since we know they are telling the truth because lying would be impossible for millions of people from around the world to achieve that, that means that the Earth is a globe. And the absolute best part is assuming there's no real world factors in play, no influence or anything like that. The probability of just 20 people from different countries that have no relation to each other are all lying about the same thing would be well below 1%. So that's an instant game over right there. If you were given an estimate, it would be around 0.001% to 0.0001%. Again, this is a rough estimate based on assumed probabilities and doesn't account for various real-world factors that could influence the outcome.
I can answer that in one word.
What about all the
Freemasons.
Well, what about everyone in the world being lied to about Santa Claus and everybody going along with that? You don't consider that something that's about?
Yeah.
Well, Santa Claus is a bit different because it's like
It's a lie.
it is a white lie, you could say. It's not.
No, it's
yeah,
not.
it's
A lie is a lie.
It's a lie with good
Lie.
intentions.
So maybe
lie.
the globe lie is a lie with good intentions as well. Maybe they think they are doing service to the people population.
And,
Well,
And remember, we've been through
I
this
don't
as
see
well, where I've tried to explain not everybody lies because they believe it to be true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's called compartmentalization. Wow, that word is so hard to get out when your tongue's all tied. But yeah,
well,
I
I have more in this. I have more in this below. So if you can continue
Yeah.
reading, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next. But
Oh,
yeah.
here.
Anyway, just like Jeff said, the Masons, they are a very large group of brotherhoods, and yeah, they're literally known for lying to everybody. So
And they're
just-
global, man.
yeah, they're
They're
global.
global.
And they might think they're doing good because, I mean, as far as they're concerned, they're praying to their god, which is Lucifer, but they think Lucifer's good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sorry for the wrong speech. It's not global. It's across the whole plane. Sorry.
yeah.
Well,
remember
tonight we're talking kind of like it doesn't matter because, like I said, in his thing it showed planets. So
there's
yeah,
a difference.
we know you don't mean globe.
Yeah, there's a difference between lying and being wrong. By the way, so
Yes, definitely.
yeah.
Okay, coordination and communication. The first major challenge is such a scenario would be coordination and communication among millions of people across different countries, cultures, and language. This would require a level of secrecy and organization that is virtually impossible to maintain over the years, especially considering the turnover in professions that deal with Earth's shape directly, such as pilots, sailors, scientists, and astronauts. Okay, I'm going to stop there quickly. Remember we just said about the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus and stuff.
Yeah.
The majority of the population of the world knowingly deceive their children to make them believe that Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and stuff is real.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but there's a white lies.
No.
But
That's
why-
a lie. Full stop. It's a lie.
Still a lie.
There's a
That-
difference between a
Why-
lie and
why-
a
why
white
did-
lie.
Just 'cause
That's
it's a
an
lie.
organized lie. It's an
It's
organized
deceiving.
lie.
Yeah, exactly. A lie is a lie. You're still deceiving someone. It's not the
Yeah,
truth,
but I mean
is
that's
it?
There's a
an
difference in
organized lie.
intentions.
Exactly. It's the opposite of the truth. Hence, it's not a lie. It's not a truth.
There's a difference in intention.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
intention.
but intention still doesn't make it not a lie. You might have good intentions, but a lie is a lie. Does Santa Claus is Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy or the Easter Bunny real?
No.
No.
And are they telling their children they're real?
Yeah.
So it's a lie. It doesn't matter what their intentions are. I mean, you can have cases where someone murders someone and they say, but my intention was good intentions. If I didn't murder this person, he would have gone and killed 25 people or something. You know what I mean? That his intentions were, according to him, good, but what he did was wrong. It didn't make what he did a reason to do what he did.
I guess I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Okay, and then as you said, shape directly deals with pilots. Pilots assume the Earth to be stationary and a flat plane. That's how the dynamics works for flight. Definitely not a globe for flight.
Pilots should know the Earth is a globe.
But
no, that's indoctrination.
Yeah, most pilots you talk to will say, yeah, it looks like we're flying over a plane. They might believe in a globe, but they'll tell you it's like they're flying over a plane. And they're taught to fly over a plane. Yeah.
They taught from when you start learning to fly a plane to take it as it's stationary, the ground stationary, and you're flying over a flat plane.
Yeah.
Well, it's more simple. It's simplicity to assume that you're flying over a plane and stuff.
But why would you assume you're flying over a plane if you're flying over a ball that's spinning beneath you?
Well, you don't really need to take into account everything.
Yes,
it's
you do.
Just simplicity.
Well, let's put it this way. Okay, let's take the globe for pilots and the flat Earth for pilots. They use the flat Earth reference. It's not moving. You are flying over a flat plane, just like all instrumentation. Everything shows this. Okay, based on physics, that works perfectly. Now with the globe, I mean, I've shown this many times. Just because they set their gyroscopes up on the runway, and it sets a rigid horizontal reference. If you're going over a globe, it will keep that reference. So in other words, at the end of the time, it will be showing the plane going in a total opposite direction, which isn't the case, because gravity, even on your globe model, would not dictate the direction for that rigid spinning reference of a gyro.
Pilots do adjust for small forces, you know.
No, they don't.
What forces would that be?
Like the Coriolis force.
Nope.
Like that's light, but they do adjust for it.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
No. There's no such thing as Coriolis force for pilots, mate.
No.
Why wouldn't there be there?
There isn't. Like I said, the physics of flight is based upon a stationary Earth, which means no Coriolis, and a flat plane to keep a basic level altitude.
I don't really agree, because the Coriolis force does affect the plane, albeit a little bit.
It can't.
Just slightly.
No.
It can't. Even if you had the Earth spinning underneath, it won't have any effect on the plane. Only the plane's destination, but the flight would do nothing to to the dynamics of the plane. Remember, air is unbonded. The airplane's flying through the air, not attached to the ground. So it wouldn't have any significance on the airplane at all. The only difference it would have is where it lands up.
Pilots do make a small adjustments, though.
Nope, definitely not. If you want, you can show us where you got this information from. Be more happy to check it out.
Well,
the only adjustments they make is banking and turning. That's it, and that's only because of where they need to go. They don't make no adjustments for Coriolis.
But for now, we might not have the time to go through the entire thing, so we might have to make a part 2. But yeah, we'll keep going.
One part
for now.
Okay. And then we can move on to sailors. Do you know celestial navigation was first made by flat earthers?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Literally. Do you know who came up with celestial navigation?
No.
The Vikings were flat earthers. They did celestial navigation. The Chaldeans were flat earthers. They did celestial navigation. The Phoenicians, they were flat earthers. They did celestial navigation over the ocean.
We don't
really. Yeah.
What would it take for Lou to change his mind? That's what I'll say.
You guys understand? Luch is a flat earther, guys. Luch is a flat earther. He's just still in the closet.
You are by proxy.
All along, but
yeah,
you are. You're a flat earther by
It's true.
If you're not a flat earther by choice, you're a flat earther by proxy.
Yeah.
But thanks, LJ, for your $2 super chat, mate. Really appreciate it. Luch, would you answer his question?
I guess evidence of flatness.
Wow.
We've shown you that.
You've been giving
so much.
And you don't accept
it. We're busy giving it to you.
Yes, but the globe always has an explanation for everything.
No, it doesn't.
What does that tell you?
Space-time doesn't explain anything.
Yeah.
But you hear what the globers say to everything.
Yeah, but I can say pixie dust caused everything. Does that make it real? Just because I say so?
No, but you need
the globe just says things, doesn't make it so.
And then they provide evidence for the things they say.
No, that's false too.
No.
Okay. Let's take one claim the globe makes. Okay. The distance to the sun. Can you show us evidence for the distance to the sun?
I think I put the distance to the sun somewhere in there as well. And how they did that with
so we'll still get there.
We'll get to it, yeah.
Okay, we'll get there then. Okay, cool. Then I'm just going to say, okay, sailors with flat earthers, pilots need the flat earth to fly planes. Scientists, that's not shape related though, and your globe is definitely not scientific. It's got no science towards it. It's all pseudoscience.
Okay.
And then astronauts, yeah, they are liars. They can't go to a place that violates natural law.
Every single one of them is a Mason. Just so you know.
Yeah.
And
they're sworn to secrecy.
Do have thermodynamics in here as well. So we'll get to that too.
Okay, so next one. Analogy. Imagine trying to organize a surprise party for a friend, but the plan involves millions of participants, including people who don't know each other, speak different languages, and live in different time zones. The likelihood of the surprise not being spoiled is almost non-existent. Well, I can take that to say, okay, do you know all the civilizations throughout history never met each other? They never communicated, nothing, but they all had exactly the same cosmology. You know what that
Well,
cosmology was?
Since they could observe the things that others also observed, they came to the same conclusion.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So it's observed to be having a contained system, stationary, flat plane with topography, and not a globe.
No. on
You know, there's
the
only one civilization through history that ever thought it to be a globe. One.
What's
Every
that?
single other civilization throughout history all said exactly the same thing. They've never met each other, never had any communication, and yet they said exactly the same. Thank you, Jeff Congo, for being a member for 8 months, mate. Really appreciate it. He says, love your show and support the truth. Thanks. Love you too, man. You guys rock. Appreciate everybody's support.
Well, we don't actually know what the Vikings were thinking. We don't really know much about the Vikings.
No, we know a lot about the Vikings.
We know where they landed. I think they were the first people to land in America.
Greenland.
Christopher Columbus wasn't the first person to discover America. I know that.
Neither were the Vikings. So
I think there
were people there. There were already people there.
And they definitely sailed across waters, which when at rest lays level.
They were. I think the closest Christopher Columbus got to America was just offside. He went to like the southern part. Like high south of America. I think that's the closest he got to actual America. But yeah, I think the Vikings were the first ones to actually set foot on America, aside from the people already living there.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Roger Ledwell, for being a member for 2 months, mate. You rock. He says, let's go natural physics. Whoop, whoop. Definitely. Yeah. But yeah, you do know, Luch, just like you saying, yeah, you think they were the first people to land on America, which is really validating an argument because they were flat earthers. They used the luminaries to navigate over the seas, and they were flat earthers. So that means they knew where to go and how to get home and travel and do everything they needed without having to worry about a globe.
Yeah. They just went to places.
They had logbooks and everything. They literally had logbooks to know where they were going, what they were doing. They knew the stars quite well. They used the sun in the day. If it was even foggy, they had a type of crystal so they can use the refraction to know which direction the sun is pointing. So they know which direction to go to. And these were flat earthers, mate. The Vikings knew where to go, how to travel all over the oceans without needing to worry about a globe. That's odd, because what's told to us today is if you don't have a globe, you can't do celestial navigation. But the civilizations in history were all flat earthers that literally used celestial navigation. They were the ones that invented celestial navigation.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't flat Earth taught in schools up until what early 1900s or something?
Yeah. Even the 19th century, early 19th century, there were still Zion schools teaching flat Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that lady. No, we don't really trust Dave, but that lady he spoke to,
Edith.
Yeah.
Or what?
She was
Edie or whatever her name is.
Yeah, about 100. She was only 100 years old or something, wasn't she? And if that, and she was taught flat Earth. That would have brought her to like 1905 or something. I don't know, maybe a bit later than that.
She was 102 and her name was Ruth Heath.
There we go. Heath, yeah. Ruth Heath. Okay, next one. You ready for the next one?
And the stars they used the sun compass, right?
In the sun, in the day, yes. They actually they had sort of like a sundial.
Yeah.
They had almost like a water
sundial.
It's like a sundial, but with water.
Is that the same thing as a sun compass? I imagine it would be.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, okay. And yes, they did use the stars because they had a fixed position. Well, at the time, the Vikings used the stars to their fixed positions to navigate. That was, since the stars barely move at all, that was one way they navigated.
No, my point was, the mighty brain said, if we taught it up until the early 1900s or something, then the Vikings would have thought it was a flat Earth. That was my point. Not about being right about everything. My point was, if it was taught up until the 1900s, then the Vikings would have thought it was a flat Earth. That was my point.
And besides that, the truth reveals itself. So I don't think we need to worry about all that.
Also, Polaris doesn't move at all.
Exactly.
Plus,
how's this, dude, from Guyana? My dad is 93 years old, healthy mentally and physically, still drives and exercise. He said FE was taught in 1930 to the 1940s, at least in British public schools.
There you go.
well,
That's quite
I
interesting.
don't believe that.
Were you there in the
But you believe
1930s
them
and 40s?
scientists
No,
that
I
put
don't
that
think
in.
so.
No, but the first, you gotta, according to MC2 and stuff. No.
Luke, can I ask you a question though? Is it possible for governments to change history books to suit the narrative?
I don't think so.
Yes,
not
it's very
possible.
possible.
It's ink and paper, of course it's possible.
Highly
Roger Lidwell.
unlikely.
Roger Lidwell, thank you very much for your $5 super chat, mate. Really, really appreciate it. You rock. He says, maybe Lou would volunteer to be NASA for the next mission.
I'll
I'm
volunteer
scared
for
of
that.
heights, so that's probably not gonna happen.
Thanks for the super chat, Roger, man. You rock.
I get what you're saying, the mighty Brian Stein, but I don't believe that we're better now. I mean, we might in some ways be better, but not completely. I mean, if you think technology-wise, I believe that they had technologies that we never used. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I think they got different type of technologies that we don't understand today.
Yeah. Exactly, different type of technology. So not necessarily better now. No, I wouldn't say that.
Think about it. We like in the digital age. You know what I mean? They were in the analog kind of age, but it doesn't mean digital's better than analog.
No.
Maybe they were in a different type of figuring out how to get it to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They were they were advanced enough for what they needed. You know what I mean? For how they lived. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's necessarily better nowadays. I wouldn't agree with that.
But yeah. Okay, guys, ready to go on to the next one?
Yeah, man.
Please.
Motivation and benefit. Sounds interesting. For such a widespread conspiracy to be sustained, there would need to be a universally compelling motivation or benefit for all involved. Given the diverse nature of humans, societies, and individuals, finding a single motivation that would appeal to millions of people to perpetuate a falsehood about the Earth's shape is highly implausible. Not actually. If you look at how they did the moon race, people racing to the moon, do you agree that they all tried, they had a common goal? So that brought everybody together with a common goal.
Yeah, to be the first one to get into space. That was their motivation.
Yeah, you see, so it's very possible to just make up something. Thank you, Roger Edel, for another $2 super chat, man. Really appreciate all the support. He says, it finally worked, lol. Thank God. I'm glad it worked, man. Thank you again for your super chat. You rock.
But millions of people finding a common ground to lie is not plausible.
Yeah, it's very plausible. Just like we said with
Santa Claus.
If your motivation is strong enough, it's just like with Santa Claus, the people's motivation is to, well, what's the motivations? Most of the people say, well, we grew up believing in Santa Claus and it was for us, perfect. And we enjoyed it as children. Why take that away from the children? The excitement, it brings people
Because
together
it's
in the
a lie.
holidays, you know what I mean? So they're using the lie as motivation for good things like coming together as a family, having celebrations, letting children be happy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you just have to give enough. You just have to give enough. Yeah, exactly. And it's commercializing. What are we seeing with NASA and space these days? It's hectic commercializing. It's pushed everywhere, from little children's books to school to games to anything, that space exploration is cool. You want to be an astronaut. You know what I mean? So they're literally making you feel good about it. And that's the motivation.
Earth's achievements, They want to showcase the achievements.
Achievement of what, though?
The achievements of going to space and landing on the moon. And
you see, that's my point. So that is their motivations. They're using achievements now to motivate people to want to perpetuate it, to want to push it. Like we said in the beginning, not everybody's lying because people believe it.
But millions of people would have to be lying, right? Because
no, there's definitely some people lying, like astronauts and stuff. But there's people that aren't. It's compartmentalized.
I could potentially believe it if it was like some people lying on a common motivation, but millions of people, it gets a little bit harder to believe.
Okay, let's take an analogy then. When you watch a space mission and they're all sitting there and they got all these computer screens in front of them, you got, for instance, a data analyst just sitting there and he's just looking at a graph. That's all he's looking at, and that graph is telling him what is happening. He's saying, okay, these are the temperatures of the boosters, this is how much fuel you still got, this is the speed you're going, this is you understand, that's he's just getting data. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To him, that's real data. Could it just be a simulation data? Like you have a program running that's just giving fake data.
He can see the thing, so it wouldn't be.
You never fake. Ever see the rockets in space. Never.
That's wrong.
Never.
No, that's wrong. They see them.
No,
why
they don't.
Why do women need hairspray in space? I don't understand this.
Yeah.
They don't. Well, what's the thing about
certainly use it.
To make the hair look good? I don't know.
You see, so that's very interesting. So
I do have
they believe what they've been told, but it doesn't make them liars. Now you do get the people that's on the higher echelons that do lie. So I say when you get a astronaut that claims they've been to space, literally a place that violates natural law, that would be called a liar because you can't go to that place.
And they're the only ones claiming it.
Yeah. Another super chat from Roger Ledwell. Thank you very much for your $5 super chat. He says, we all believed in space until we looked into it. Exactly. That is such a true statement. Thank you very much.
I looked into it and I still believe in it.
No, but you, like we said, Juju, you are a flat earther, mate. You just
no.
You're just a bit in denial at the moment.
You just don't know it yet.
Remember, we weren't born flat earthers.
I have an
Well, we can't wait until you finally meet us.
That look at the analogy I have.
We're going to go to the analogy now quickly. Okay. Analogy. It's like convincing every person in a city to only wear green shoes for no reason, other than to perpetuate the idea that the other shoe color have disappeared. People have different taste, needs, and desires, making universal compliance unlikely without a very compelling reason. Have you ever heard of cults before?
Cults?
Yeah, you get a cult.
Not really.
There was a cult before, I can't remember the guy's name, where he made people believe if they drink cyanide, they will all get raptured.
Oh, yeah,
well, people are idiots as well.
Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate. Yeah. Well, they believed a lot more than that. They believed that space aliens were coming to save us. All that,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's just one example, though. That's just one example. That
I can
analogy
say,
of yours, but you see, it's easy to it's easy to herd people to have a belief in something. Just like you can start a cult and you can have a state if you want to that makes it mandatory law to say you only wear green shoes. You know what I mean?
you could, but I'm guessing not many people would want to go.
Okay, well, here I have a perfect example of compliance, and it happened 2 years ago.
What about during the what about having people inject themselves with like soap?
Well, they injected
happened
themselves
recently
with a poison already. A whole bunch of people did.
during the 2021, 2020 times. During those times,
Up until now, they're still doing it.
wow.
There's,
People aren't smart.
Well, okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, and you know what that poison is?
What?
The COVID vaccine.
No, they've infected themselves with
Okay.
soap.
So,
Uh-oh.
but I think you get the what you're saying with analogies. It's very simple.
Do you get my analogy?
You can make anything you want to. It doesn't make it impossible to have a whole bunch of people in on a lie or believe it. You can have a whole bunch of people believing something. It doesn't make it a lie. It just means the top echelons of that pyramid would know it's a lie and they would be postulating, because who has more to gain? The people at the top. You know what I mean? They have control. They have the power.
So it's like a pyramid scheme. But eventually you're gonna have one out of. Well, the pyramid's gonna break eventually.
It did.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening to NASA at the moment. That's what's happening to space travel, all space agencies. People are waking up.
No.
Yes. So they're saying, we're not going to get recruited by your pyramid scheme. We see through the bullshit. Why would we want to be part of this?
Go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just keep going.
Okay, let's go to the scientific. Ooh, I like the scientific verification. The shape of the Earth is in fact that has been verified through numerous scientific methods. Nope, I have to stop.
Okay, what shape is that?
I have to just stop there quickly before we go on. Science is not shape based. Okay.
No.
Your globe has no science, and we can go through this now. We've been through this many times. There is no science for your globe. You can try and give me a hypothesis if you want for globe, but I highly doubt you're going to even get to observe phenomena to be able to give a hypothesis, to be able to give an experiment. So, but we'll get to that now. Okay, first of all, no science. Then you say including satellite imagery. Nope, there's no such thing as satellite imagery from space. High altitude imagery, yes. High altitude imagery, yes, perfectly fine, because it keeps still to the natural law. Circumnavigation is also not science, but like we said before, circumnavigation is literally just can be done around a pool. You can circumnavigate a pool or a house if you want to inside a yard.
Okay, hold on. How do people, or how do the people that are in on this lie get to the ice wall?
What ice wall?
The ice wall that surrounds the Earth, which is what you claim.
That's a straw man. I've never ever said there is an ice wall.
Many flat earthers say that there's.
We can assume it, but we don't know it.
So what do you what do you believe then? What's your hypothesis?
I believe we can't go there freely.
Hypothesis is not science.
I mean,
no. I'm saying I don't have a hypothesis for what's there because it's not scientific.
No, of course.
But I can't tell you. I can't give you I can't give you any validation on if there is ice walls or not. But I can tell you we are enclosed in a closed system, and if you look at a lot of evidence, it does tell us that Antarctica is the outer place of our realm, you could say. But I'm not going to claim there's an ice wall.
No.
If you keep traveling in one direction, you'll end up right back where you started. If you keep traveling in that same direction,
that's impossible.
That probably means that Earth is a globe.
Nope,
that's wrong.
Nobody's ever done that, have they?
People have done that. Circumnavigation.
That's not what they do. They go around a few continents.
They go around.
They go around a few continents.
Circumnavigation
you can see my screen.
from east to west is just a big circle.
I was going to say, circumnavigation requires circles, not spheres.
Okay.
Rich, you can see my screen, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to bring a yard here. Let's put some grass in this yard.
When it comes to the ice wall, I mean, not every flat earther says that. I mean, a lot of flat earthers do. I think it's a reasonable assumption, I would say. I would think it's likely, but I don't know for sure, and I wouldn't claim it as definite. Absolutely not, because I don't know.
They're not constantly steering in one direction. They're going straight.
Okay.
They're not
constantly let me show you this. Okay.
Holding left on their wheel to circumnavigate like in a circle. They're going straight.
Yeah. I'm going to show you now, Luch. I'm going to show you now. Okay. Let's just say this is a yard. There's a fence. There's the grass, and there's a pool.
Okay.
And we want to circumnavigate this pool.
So
now we're going to travel this way around.
Yeah, that's not what
we just circumnavigate. We just circumnavigated.
That's not what they're doing.
That's exactly what's happening. I'm making a point. You can circumnavigate on a flat Earth too. Okay, now let's take, for instance, your globe. This is why your globe has an issue. Okay. Let's draw some
land. Okay.
Okay, it's just representing, guys.
Yeah.
It's not
I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
Anyway, when they do circumnavigation, have you realized they never go
north to south
and then come back up this way?
No, always east
or
to
the
west.
Opposite way. I've realized they always go east to west to do the circumnavigation.
Antarctica's in the way.
But on a globe, you would be able to do north or south to north. But they can't do this.
Because Antarctica, right?
Now I'm going to show you on a Mercator map. Let's stop sharing again. Now let's show you on a Mercator. I just got to get that up on screen. I want to see if I can get up on screen. There we go. Present, share screen. Share. Okay. Can you see what's happening here? This is how circumnavigation say. This was Ferdinand Magellan.
Okay.
Can you see he's going circumnavigating east to west? He's not going north to south.
Okay.
Now, do you know you can place this on a Gleason's map and it would give exactly the same route?
Could you?
Yes.
Well, if they're both an equidistant projection of the globe, then I guess you could.
Let's see if I can pick it up quickly.
Because they've taken a globe and unraveled it. Wait, didn't the creator of the Gleason map say something white, something on the thing when he submitted it?
It was because it was law for them to make a map based on a globe. So he had to state that it was based on a globe for him to be able to publish that map. That was the law.
No, it's because it was based on a globe.
Oh my goodness.
That's why he said it.
Yeah,
Well,
actually
okay.
read into it.
Okay. Okay, the point we're making now, Luch, is they always traveling a long way that is possible on any shaped Earth if you want to, a pineapple Earth, it doesn't matter. The only way you're going to validate for a globe Earth is if they do north to south circumnavigation, but that's never ever been done. You get people that claiming
why
they do
north
stuff
to
like
south?
that,
Why not east to west?
because we can do that on a flat Earth too. We can do
Yeah,
it on
of
a
course.
pineapple Earth. So if you want to claim it's a globe, travel north to south then.
No. Why
Yes.
do we need to present evidence to be what you want it to be? Like
No, that's not
no.
what we want it to be. That's just what it is. Thank you, Roger Little, for another $2 super chat, man. You rock. He's really, really supporting the channel tonight, man. I appreciate you. He says north to south. Exactly that's what he said. Because
North-
on a globe,
Sorry.
let's put it this way. If you want to prove it's a globe, Lou, would you agree that it would be impossible on a flat Earth to do circumnavigation south to north to south?
Like, I'd agree. It would. I'd do the same for east to west as well.
No.
It's impossible east to west.
No, but like I'm saying, let's say you take a
like north to south is
a Gleason's
impossible.
flat
Yes,
Earth map,
I
for
agree.
instance.
But it's also impossible to go left to right as well.
No, it's not. I don't know where your logic comes from, but you are completely off on that.
If you
can go east to west
in one direction, left, and end up right back where you started, coming from the right side, then it's a globe.
Actually, you want to know a perfect example of that you can't even do it on Google Earth? Go and go on Google Earth and try and draw a dead reckon 90-degree straight line from your position, and you will end up at the equator. If that's dead reckoning east to west, then you should be going around the Earth, but you're not. You end up at the equator. So you have to constantly, yes, I bet you anything, try it. You will not end up going straight east-west on Google Earth. It'll bring you right to the equator if you do a straight line 90 degrees from your position. Do it. Try it one time.
It shouldn't.
Oh, I'm telling you it does.
He's telling you it does.
I've done it.
Okay. Luch, you see here I got the Gleason's map on.
Uh-huh.
So you would agree that if they had to circumnavigate north to south, it would be impossible because they won't come out by the other side.
Yes.
Okay. So why is it every time someone does circumnavigation, they travel like this, like that, like that?
Because
and then they finally meet up again. Sorry?
Because land masses are in the way. They can't go over land.
Yeah. But always east to west, it's never latitudinal, it's always longitudinal.
It's like very cold, though. You could die.
It's very blooming cold.
It's too cold now, huh?
Oh my goodness.
Like Antarctica is like the coldest place on Earth.
It wouldn't be so bad if the excuses weren't so lame.
Yeah.
It reached the temperature of minus 173 Fahrenheit or something.
Lou, do you think we have the technology to keep people alive? Do you think we have the technology to keep people alive in Antarctica?
Yes.
Great. So what's the issue?
Well, then I guess there's no problem. That no one has done it before doesn't mean
because it can't be done because it's a lie. The globe's a lie. That's why it's not that it's not that no one wants to do it. It can't be done.
Yeah. And people keep telling us to go to Antarctica, and it's not that easy. And it's easy for you to go around the globe north to south. Globals
Wait,
keep
then
telling
why
you
don't
go
you
to
do it?
Antarctica to prove it, and it's not that easy to go to Antarctica. So if it's that easy, you just go north to south round the world and show us it's true, it's real. It should be that
You
easy.
do it then. Why
I
is
can't
it,
do it, can I? It's impossible.
why are you
Wait.
demanding evidence that
Wait, but it's not his claim though.
It's not my claim, exactly.
He's not the
Well,
one claiming it's a
You're
globe.
the one claiming it's impossible.
No. We are saying it hasn't been done before.
Okay, so
We're the one saying it's never been done before. You saying it's impossible because it's too cold.
It's just funny that you
I
can't go north to
agree.
south.
I
on a
agree
flat
that
Earth. You
hasn't
can't
been
go
done
west.
before.
Right, you can go north to south. You can't go north to south on a flat Earth, but you can go east west. It's just funny that on the globe they always go east west. They never go north south. If they was to prove it was not flat, they could go north to south, and then they can turn around and say it is definitely not flat.
Roger Ledwell with another $2 super chat, guys. He says, "How about those planes?" You know what was odd? Thank you very much for your super chat, Roger. Really appreciate it. That's a good one. I think it was Global One or something. I think it was like a few years ago where they had the pilots doing a polar circumnavigation, as they said. But if you look at their flight logs and you look at everything, they didn't fly circumnavigate north to south.
No.
They went to Antarctica and turned around. Why is that? Why didn't they just fly through Antarctica?
They cheated.
Yeah, just like that guy that did. What's that guy that they claimed he traversed Antarctica single-handedly, and then when you look at it, you just crossed the Ross Ice Shelf.
Yeah.
Charlatan.
Don't you think that's a bit odd, guys? But anyway, we can't spend the whole night on just that one part. So let's carry on.
No, of course.
And physics.
Hit like we've only got
guys, please hit
16
the like,
likes.
share the show.
17 likes and 63 watching. Surely we can get more likes than that.
Yeah, guys, please. It really, really does help us, guys. Just hit that likes.
Okay,
really
hold on.
it.
I found this. Sir.
Share screen.
Yeah, whatever. They've circumnavigated north to south. There you go.
Can you share the screen?
I posted their names in chat. So that these people have circumnavigated north south. So crossing
Sir Ranulph Fiennes and Charles Burton. Charles Burton, you think navigated north to south?
Didn't he?
Oh. Let's look at their circumnavigation.
Is this the one where they just went to Antarctica and back?
No, this is another one. Okay, let's share screen quickly. Remove. Share screen. Window.
The Trans-Globe Expedition. Both poles were crossed.
We only have one pole.
Pole to pole. Okay. Let's go.
What needs to be done, they have to travel from the North Pole to the South Pole in dead reckon 0 degrees.
All the way around.
Come back to the North Pole.
Yeah,
Then
that's
won't
not all the way around.
Okay. Look what's happening, guys.
Yeah.
This is all the time, no matter what, which is exactly what I'm saying. Look at that traveling. They get to Antarctica there. And which way is he going? East.
Right, yeah.
Why is he not carrying on south and end up coming back north?
Because Antarctica is really massive.
What?
But
That's
No.
a stupid excuse.
Cold.
That's
I'm
not the
sorry.
point.
Is Russia larger? Is Russia larger than Antarctica?
No.
Pardon?
Russia's a lot bigger than Antarctica.
Wait, isn't there like a big? Well, I know Antarctica's bigger than America, isn't it?
We're talking about
Russia's
Russia
huge.
and Antarctica.
Russia's
Ah.
huge.
Well, I'd say no. Russia's probably bigger. Yeah.
And people can go right through Russia, correct?
But wait, Russia's not as cold as Antarctica or
Really?
inhabitable.
Russia is 17.1. Russia is
Wow.
17.1 million square kilometers.
And Siberia
Okay.
is quite cold. Siberia is quite cold.
How big is Antarctica? 13.6 million square kilometers. So it's a whole 4 million kilometers larger.
Okay.
And you would agree people are able to traverse any which way they want through Russia, correct?
Yes.
So why can they do that to Russia, but they can't do that to
Because
Antarctica.
Antarctica's like really, really cold.
Okay.
Russia's also quite cold, mate.
And
That's a dumb
inhabitable.
excuse.
Almost. There's only there's only
Did
like
Flats not say earlier
2,000
on, Luke? Did
people
Flats
living
not
in
ask you earlier
Antarctica.
on? Did Flats not ask you earlier on? Have they not got the technology to survive in Antarctica?
Sure, yeah, but he
No,
probably
what's the
wasn't
problem?
prepared or didn't have it.
Well, hold on. To do an expedition like that, you've got to be prepared. So you can't say he's not prepared.
Okay,
Well-
let's take Admiral Byrd then. What was his mission in Antarctica? I mean, he had a whole bunch of men and they stayed there for months. Traveling in Antarctica, okay, exploring Antarctica with very old technology compared to what we got today. Why is it possible that they could do that with fur coats of that day, but we aren't able to do it with thermal heated coats today and having actual craft that's able to withstand the temperatures? I mean, they used wooden ships for Pete's sake.
Here, I have an example. Okay, the SR-71 Blackbird. What altitude does it fly at?
70,000.
Okay, at 70,000 feet. What's the temperature there? Luch, do you know what the temperature is at
Cold,
70?
right?
It should be really effing cold. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the fact that it can fly up there for long periods of time, shouldn't it just freeze solid and just crash to the ground?
What? No, but planes are made to fly high.
Okay. So why can't it fly high and do a circumnavigation north to south? Exactly 0 degrees.
Not
Let's
enough
do that.
fuel.
They can refuel in the air.
Exactly.
Huh? Can they?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh, they
okay.
sure
Let's
can.
ask you this here: does a Blackbird have enough fuel capacity to fly from the one part of Russia to the other on one tank?
I am not sure.
Yes.
Yes.
So obviously it's larger than Antarctica, so it can fly through Antarctica easy. Why does it not do that?
There's no point.
Why even your beloved ISS doesn't cross through Antarctica?
Why would it?
Because it's not a globe.
Because they
It's
can't.
set on an orbit.
It's not a globe, Luch.
Which
That's the
means
whole point.
it follows a specific orbit around Earth. If that doesn't cross Antarctica, it's not their fault.
No, you know what?
Doesn't happen.
Are you
to cross
telling me they are
Antarctica.
not able to make an orbit north to south on your globe?
I don't think it's been done. No, I've only seen
I
them
wonder
go
why.
east-west.
I wonder why. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't understand, Luch, how you can't just see through even the stuff that you're saying. It doesn't make any logical sense.
No.
All right, let's keep going then.
Okay, yeah, next one. Okay, physics experiments like the Foucault's pendulum. Foucault's pendulum is not an experiment. There's no IV and DV, by the way. It's literally a parlor trick.
I
Sorry?
put the IV and DV in there.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna get to that. Cool.
Yes, we are gonna get.
But yeah,
I
it's literally
put the IV and DV.
okay.
Cool.
We'll get to that now.
I knew you wanted IV DV.
Nice. Okay, so we're gonna get to that. So I'll leave that for when you do there. To dispute this would require dismissing the entirety of modern physics, astronomy, and geology, among other fields. First of all, astronomy is not physics.
Astronomy.
No.
Yes.
What's physical about astronomy?
Astronomy.
You're looking at the light in the sky. How is that physics? Luch? Okay, I'm just going to say that straight, guys. Astronomy is not science. They can't actually manipulate anything to claim it to be science. Astronomy is just observation. You're just looking at stars in the sky, and that's all you can do about it. Nothing further. There's nothing further you can do other than just observe the lights in the sky. So, no, it's definitely not physics, because there's nothing that you can do physical to say that the lights in the sky have anything to do with how things work here. You guys would agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Analogy: denying the Earth's roundness based on global conspiracy would be like denying that water boils at 100 degrees, despite everyone being able to observe this. Don't tell Jaron that, please.
Don't tell.
What?
He thinks if it's ceramic, it makes it boil. It's not the heat.
Someone else makes it boil. FTFE thinks boil.
Would you agree with?
Yeah, FTFE thinks just waiting for it will boil. Waiting will cause it to boil.
Yeah.
I mean, time is definitely needed to make it boil.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously, this 100 degrees Celsius is here at sea level, because if you're going to change the pressure, it's going to change.
Yes. I should have mentioned that. Yes, bracket sea level. Yes, that's correct. Yes.
But you would agree you still require heat energy for the water to boil.
Yeah, like a fire or stove. One of those.
Cool. So the evidence is ready. Yeah. Okay, so
it's readily there.
Yeah.
And
okay, so you're going to say now physiological and sociological aspects, human psychology and social structures are not conducive to maintaining such large-scale lie. Whistleblowers, the drive for truth, personal ethics, and sheer difficulty of maintaining a lie across generations would all work against the perpetration of such falsehood. Okay, I can counter this by saying compartmentalization again, and saying not everybody's in on the lie because they believe it. Okay,
I'm going off of millions of people.
If you have a company that gets a contract for, let's say, doing the wiring on the ship, you're going to believe you're literally doing something that's making it go to space, because why would they pay you to create the wiring, to do the wiring? You understand? That's compartmentalization. You believe it to be true, so you wouldn't be lying.
They also
you do get
receive
whistleblowers.
data.
You do get whistleblowers as well, and people even get, dare I say it, murdered when they try and say the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think it's even odd that some astronauts just freak accidents happen before they need to go up sometimes? Why does that happen, mate? Is that just coincidence?
Freak accidents.
What was that other Apollo astronaut that said this wouldn't work, and then literally before they went up, they had to get a replacement for him? because there was just a fire for no reason.
It's just a coincidence.
Yeah, that's what they always say. Yeah. Okay. That's called naive, mate. It's called being naive.
Look, one coincidence, a couple of coincidences like that happening are just fine.
Yeah, like coincidences, like when the people say, "Oh, you flat earthers are horrible because you say the people on they never died on the shuttle. They exploded shuttle, where we can literally show the people still living today, same name, same address, same DNA if you want to, and apparently, yeah.
Hey, Brian.
Really odd.
Okay,
Is that a coincidence?
How common
like Judith Krisnik
is the name Michael?
Sorry?
Michael is an incredibly common name.
Okay, yeah, but let me put it this way. How common is the name? Let's put it this way. How common is the name and surname Judith Resnick?
Yeah.
She didn't have the same name.
She did.
Pardon?
Judith, that's her name, Judith Resnick, the teacher,
yes,
the school teacher.
She has the same name, and she has the same face and the same voice.
The same face, same voice.
Wouldn't you want to change the name anyway? If you want
Some of them,
that's how stupid they are.
So
that's how they thought they got away with it, obviously.
Okay,
I think
let's look at this way.
Delight.
How about after this, two of the astronauts they never had known to have identical twins. After the explosion, all of a sudden, two of them have identical twins with this. How?
Yeah, when they never,
Is that
never
just a coincidence?
And his brother's name was Claude.
Are you talking about the family photo that they discovered after the? After...
No. Apparently, they had twins. You know, it's easy to doctor photos to make it look like they were twins. You know, it's not
because difficult. The family photo. Because why the family photo didn't include him is because it wasn't a family photo of his family.
I didn't know anything about a family photo anyway.
Okay. No, this is not what I asked, Luch. I asked how would you claim it's a coincidence that two astronauts never had twins before until the explosion, then all of a sudden they got identical twins? How is that possible?
I guess it's not really possible.
But that's what they're claiming.
Is it?
Or how about Scobie? I don't think. Why has he got the same name? He's got very, how can I say, special features to his face. That is very rare.
Very distinct.
It's very distinct. And even his teeth structure is very distinct. And yet they're saying he's not the same guy. Same age, same name. I mean, it's really insane.
Why do you think they use dental records to identify people?
Can you pull up photos of them?
Okay, we'll bring it up. Yeah. Roger Ledwell, thank you very much for your $2 super chat as well. Really appreciate it. It says conduction causes heat to travel. Exactly. It definitely does. Just like your stove, that works on conduction. If you heat up the plate, it causes the heat to travel through to the pot, and that's what causes the water to boil. Thank you very, very much, man, for your super chat. I appreciate it. Let's see. What was it? The keep forgetting the name. Astronauts. Colombo. What's
Challenger disaster? Is that what you're
the Challenger? Challengers.
Yeah, there's then and now photos of them, isn't there? Side by side, I'm sure there is.
Yes, there is. But let's just take this for him for now, because sometimes this is going to be difficult. And yes, Sean Hawkins, they are alive, mate. Because I know he's probably looking at the stream like, swearing this guy's disgusting, saying they're still alive, they never died. Woohoo!
And his name. Okay. Yes, these are the people on the Challenger, right?
Yeah, that supposedly died.
That did
Let's see if we can get a high res quickly. Okay, there we go.
They did.
They definitely didn't.
Yeah, did they die?
Not on that disaster anyway.
Yeah, they died.
There's
It's
only
very
one not accounted
tragic.
for.
They're not dead.
Very
It
tragic.
would have been tragic if it happened.
Have they ever
Dead.
found the bodies?
They were probably burnt up in the explosion.
No, they're still alive.
Right,
Okay,
look at these
let's take
pictures.
this. Okay. I wonder if I can zoom it in.
Get it a bit bigger. Yeah.
Ah, it doesn't want
I mean,
to.
I can even see from how small it is that that's the same people. But I mean, it'd be easier to get it. See
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Let me save it quickly. Save image as.
Why does it take
Maybe I can
more?
zoom it in that way.
They don't. They're all in denial, Wiki. It's always no. It's just hand wave dismissal.
Yeah, but he hasn't even looked at it and he's saying no.
I was writing my poll. It says, "Will Luch
His
be
way-
happy with the answers?"
It's
And
way
nope.
blacker.
No,
I said no.
no. Yeah, I said nope as well.
Okay. Let's look at something here. Okay. Now it's Onizuka. Okay. Can you see that's the same person, Luch? Just much older now.
Follow the line. Okay.
Supposed to be a twin brother that he never had.
So that's his twin brother.
Identical
But, you know-
twin brother that he never had before he died.
Did they how do you know that's his twin brother?
Because no one ever mentioned it until he died. Then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, guys, he's got an identical twin brother.
Yeah, him.
They
And
never
then
went
the
to the
black guy.
funeral.
Okay, anyway.
Why would they even mention a twin brother anyway? There'd be no
Why
point
wouldn't
mentioning
they
a twin
know
brother.
about it? Why wouldn't they know about a twin brother?
Usually these kind of astronauts and all that, they have their bios written up somewhere. People
Okay,
know
let's
about
put
their
it this way.
family, where they come
Let's
from,
put it this way,
how many
Luch.
siblings they've got.
Yeah,
And are you sure that they didn't know about the twin brother?
Yeah, Luch, let's put it this way. Do you know
Right,
of
look
the
at
people that are claiming to be on the Artemis mission now?
No. What the Artemis mission is the one that sent
That they're
scheduled
claiming
for-
to send the people now to the moon, okay?
Yes, that's
Do
right.
you know that they know everything about those people? You can go and look them up, how much brothers and sisters they got, where they live, da 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 da.
Okay.
Why can't we do it for these people?
You probably can.
Okay, so we knew about
be
his
able
twin
to.
brother before that explosion.
They probably did know. They just
No,
didn't mention it.
there's no existence of the guy. Same with this guy. Twin
They
brother.
probably didn't even mention it because why would they mention a twin brother?
Again, what is the odds of just one twin brother that they never knew about that was on the shuttle, identical? And now
They
what is the
probably
odds of
did know.
having two? Wait, now what's the odds of having two astronauts dying in the same accident with identical twins that they never knew about? What's the odds of that?
They probably did know, though, wouldn't they?
Didn't.
Like,
Stop saying
why
they
do you
probably
think-
did know. They
why did
didn't. It didn't
Why
exist.
do they? Wait, why do
Oh,
you think
man.
they didn't know?
Because there was no records of them having.
In
And
the
they would have been
bio?
at the funeral. They would have been at the funeral, and they weren't.
Yeah.
And neither
Yeah.
one of them showed up to their own twin brother's funeral.
Exactly.
How retarded is that?
Mm.
Family
Anyway.
issues.
Anyway,
No,
that's
well,
just
yeah.
the
A
surface.
funeral. Your brother
You got
who you
more
grew in the
excuses
womb with.
and reasons.
Okay. Richard Scobie. This is Richard Scobie. Do they
Don't tell
look?
me they're not the same guy.
It does. Do they look the same? Look at those facial features.
They don't really.
Doesn't
Oh,
it look like
wow.
the same person,
It
just
would be
older?
hard. It would be hard to tell anyway because of the age. difference.
Wait.
They look the same.
Exactly the same age, exactly the same birthday, exactly the same dental records, exactly the
Okay.
same name.
6 feet or maybe not.
The same name is
No, no.
not really an issue.
Okay, can
What
you
about
show
the
me?
next guy?
Okay. I got a challenge for you, Luch. Find
Okay.
another person that closely resembles this person anywhere in real life now? Show me. Any other person that even closely resembles this guy. He's got
with
very
the same
specific
name,
facial features.
with the same name, same accent, same voices, all that rubbish. What about the next guy, Michael J. Smith, as well? Don't tell me they don't
Michael
look
J.
alike.
Smith, same thing. He's even got the same dental structure, mate. Same
Well, the
hairline.
same-
There's probably
little-
around 2,000 Michael Smiths.
No.
Michael J. Smiths in
Exactly
America.
the same birth date, exactly the same
Okay.
name, born
Okay.
exactly the same town. I mean, what the hell?
Are you
With the
sure about
same
the
face-
information about the same town, the same
The
stuff?
same
Everything's
face
the same.
with the same scar on his lip.
They didn't even take up the same professions.
Oh my goodness.
This is later in life,
He's
obviously.
going to be an astronaut again when he's older? Are you retarded?
No.
He's going to be an astronaut again after he died. I think the game would have been up then, wouldn't it, if we went back into being an astronaut.
Do you know where he was at the time of the Challenger disaster?
In it, allegedly.
No.
Well, during the Challenger explosion, he was in a little cubicle that's underneath where the Challenger takes off, where they slide down a slide and end up in that little room underneath.
I'm done with the sadness here of looking at dead people. So can we go back?
They're not dead, they're alive, obviously.
They're not
We'll
dead.
get there now. And what about Judith Resnick here? Her voice
That
analysis
was a teacher,
is
right?
she's a teacher now.
Yeah.
Her voice is they actually did voice analysis on just exactly 100% a match with that Judith Resnick. They look exactly the same name, and they I don't know how much more we can actually say this.
Look, flat earthers have corrupted my mind into thinking that they're all liars.
Corrupted your mind by presenting evidence.
Flat earthers just lie all the time, so
Really?
now I want evidence all the
Oh
time
my gosh.
of their claims.
There's a
Because
few people
flat
who
earthers
this
have
name has
ruined their
been debunked.
credibility.
Since when?
Do you know, right, Luke, you repeat yourself all the time in chat and everything.
Super
Like,
chat.
literally, more repeats of the BBC.
It's usually no.
Like,
Or there's a
no
concession,
point.
then straight in the next breath it's no again.
There's no point. Because even if he knew he was wrong, it's just going to say, well, you lot just believe, you lie and you this, you that. You want to look at actually who you're listening to and think,
Like,
can I actually trust this person? Probably not, because you don't know them. So don't come and sit here and call everyone liars, because they're not.
I'm not. It's just I know of flat earthers that do lie. So
Yeah, but you're tarring all flat earthers with that. How many globers lie?
We're not here for this for our health, you know. I mean, we're not just trying to give out the truth for the sake of our health. It's
There's
because
just
it's
no
the truth.
point.
What would be the point of us sitting here and saying that the Earth is flat, just to try and convince you? What would be the
I
point in
wouldn't
that?
even bother trying to convince him.
Especially when
It's
we're
like
we're on the minority, you know.
probably because you genuinely believe that the earth is flat.
We don't believe, we know. It's a difference. But Roger Ledwell, thank you very much for another $2 super chat, mate. Really, really appreciate it, man. You rock. He says 93 million miles if you believe. Yep, it's
Some
all
of them-
about belief, mate.
So
Really appreciate
wait,
it.
how high is the sun on the flat earth anyway?
Sorry, how
We
high?
don't know.
How high is the sun and the stars?
What is the sun? I think what is the sun is a more important question.
Yeah. Yeah. And Slip, if you faked your would you public
See,
death,
at
would you change
least
your
okay, wait.
some of
At
them change
least
the names to the middle names, but you would think so, yeah. You would think
at
so.
least globers give an answer. Flat earthers don't even
Okay.
know
Oh, goodness.
what the sun is.
No, Luke.
How
You
could-
see, there's a
wait.
difference. You know
But
why?
would
You know
they
the
answer
issue here.
something I don't
You know
know?
the issue here. You know the
What?
You know the issue. What you guys are doing.
What?
You guys are making a positive claim, and you get debunked on this positive claim constantly. Now you want to reverse the burden onto us for the people that have debunked the claim made by you guys. We don't need to replace
But the
your
claim
burden.
hasn't been debunked.
It has.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
But why would
No.
Yes, it has. Many times.
Why would I want to make a claim when I don't know? When I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know.
Okay, let's do it this way.
Give an answer. Why would I give an answer when I don't know?
Okay, but let's do it this way, PJ. Let's ask Lou, what is the sun?
Yeah, what
It's
is the sun?
It's a nuclear.
The globe claims nuclear fusion. So
yes,
plasma.
nuclear fusion. Yes, that's right.
Okay, great.
That?
How do you know the sun is plasma based on nuclear fusion in a vacuum?
We use spectroscopy, I think.
Which requires containment, yes.
They use spectroscopy is just measuring light and gases and stuff.
Using a container.
It's
isolation of light. It's an isolation of light rays using containment and prisms.
Light doesn't need a container.
Spectroscopy isolates light through prisms and containers. I work with a spectrometer. I literally can show you it at work. It literally has to be contained to concentrate the light into a prism. That also, having a wavelength of light measurement or observation, doesn't make the sun what you claim it to be. Also note, when you're looking at the sun using spectroscopy, you're looking through Earth's atmos. So, is there any other more evidence that your sun is what you claim it to be, other than correlation?
No.
Great. So the globe doesn't have evidence for the sun being what it claims to be. How about the 93 million miles away? Can you tell us?
Just misunderstand.
No. Oh, you don't understand is an argument. How about the 93 million miles away? How do you know it's 93 million miles away?
We use triangulation and the
Flat Earth.
Venus as well. We did something with Venus to figure out.
Can I explain it to you?
Yeah.
They assume the size of Venus is the same size as Earth, so they assume the relationship between those two make a distance relationship, which gives the distance of 93 million miles away. Is that correlation based, or is that?
And then they did the calculation and discovered that.
Great, based on correlation. So, can you tell us how do you know Venus is the same size as Earth?
We did some things with radar and stuff. I don't know.
No. Kepler had no radar to do this. Heck, you don't have radar today that can do it. Can you show us how you know Venus is the same size as the Earth if you beg the question, the Earth's a globe?
Well, it's not really begging the question if you assume something and then measure it to be true.
That's begging the question. You're assuming first the Earth is a globe, then you're assuming Venus is the same size as Earth, then you're assuming the calculations based on that assumption that it's the same size as Earth has a distance which you do your calculations. And by the way, all these things is literally first the assumption of Venus and Earth both being planets and both being the same size.
That's what you do in the scientific method. You assume.
Not science.
Yes. You make assumptions.
Do science quickly for it. Do science for showing us how Venus is the same size as Earth, please.
All right. So we observe Venus. We observe so we observe that there is luminaries or other planets in the sky, and then hello?
Yeah, go on.
Then we assume that they're the same size.
That's not science.
Well, make the observation that there are other planets in the sky, and considering Earth is a planet, we make the assumption that they're the same size.
Okay, I'm going to try and say this again. A hypothesis. Do you know how a scientific hypothesis is structured?
You hypothesize the... No.
So it can't be science.
Wait, what? What's the
You're claiming that Venus being Earth, the same size as Earth, is science. So I'm trying to ask you, what's your hypothesis on how Venus is the same size as Earth? So that means you need an IV and a DV. So first of all, you have to observe the natural phenomena. In your case, you're claiming we're observing Venus to be the same size as Earth. Okay? That's after begging the question that Earth is a globe in the first instance. Then you go and you have to give a hypothesis to say why you think Venus is the same size as you're begging the question of Earth being a globe. And what's the cause for it? So what's the cause for Venus being the same size as Earth? If you
gravity,
take the question of a globe.
Gravity, probably. Yeah,
gravity caused it to be the same size.
Gravity causes mass to, well, large bodies of mass to fold in on.
So now you have to manipulate gravity to prove that Venus is the same size as Earth. How did you do that?
With the Cavendish experiment.
Sorry, the Cavendish experiment changed Venus's size.
But no. But we can
so you didn't manipulate. Sorry, then you didn't manipulate
gravity.
The independent variable.
We manipulated the masses.
Sorry, the Cavendish did not manipulate the size of Venus, correct?
No, but we can.
So it wasn't the independent variable.
Different masses.
So it wasn't the independent variable.
Once we figure out how big Venus is, you know.
So it's not science. That's what I'm trying to get to you. It's not science.
I'll have to look into this a bit more. Like, how did we discover the size of Venus?
Easy.
Okay,
they looked in the sky and decided, hey, I believe Venus is the same size. Therefore, let's make it the same size. It would be a sister planet. And therefore, everything derived of the heliocentric distances are based off of that assumption that Venus is the same size as Earth.
Have you even looked at our explanation as to why it's the same size? Or how they figured out it was the same size?
Yes.
I'm just a normal guy.
A belief. Literally looking with a telescope saying, there's Venus. I see it in the sky. And because I believe it's the same size.
They must have measured it to be the same size.
How did they measure it?
Oh, I don't know. Look it up. I don't know.
They must have pulled out a big tape measure.
No, that's not the only way to measure something. You can use radar to measure.
Not at that distance. Sorry. Wrong again.
Did Kepler have a radar?
Radar. Well, now we have a radar, so it's irrelevant what Kepler had.
Well, they already derived what it was. So Skeptic 926
distance for us. So we don't need anything in the past.
I'm just gonna say, Skeptic 926, thank you very much for your $2 super chat for the channel support. Really, really appreciate it, man. You rock. Thank you, Skeptic.
What happened in the past is irrelevant because we have radar which can tell us the distances now. So.
Based on fake calculations that were derived from earlier calculations.
Radar doesn't use anything. Radar is just light. It sends.
How do you get that? How do you get that measurement? How do you get that measurement? You have to do a calculation. You have to do a calculation. Do you not?
Yeah, we can calculate.
So your calculations are based on speculations that were done like years ago. That's all it is. Yes, it is.
That we've gotten more accurate we've gotten more tools, we've made more advancements.
Okay, let's quickly do this. Galileo made his first telescopic observation of Venus in October 1610. He was excited to see whether Venus showed different phases like the moon. Before the invention of the telescope, Venus and the other planets just looked like bright stars. Now Galileo could see the shape of Venus as sunlight reflected off of its surface. Over the next few months, Galileo could see the size and shape of Venus appeared to change as the planet moved around the sun. When Venus was closer to the Earth, it looked bigger. But from our perspective, we are seeing more of the night planet. It looks crescent-shaped as Venus moves around the sun. It looks smaller, but we see more of the daylight side. The planet looks further or rounder. So
that makes sense.
Makes sense. Okay, now that's how they derived the size of Venus.
Well, it kind of makes sense, yeah.
Okay, if I take a let's put it this way. If
you need to ask yourself, was he accurate in his measurement of the size?
Because it's all assumption based. I want to ask, if I had to take a big container ship, you don't know what the size of this container ship is, and you just look through your telescope and you see it. You don't know how far you are away from it. You don't know how big it is, and all you're doing is just looking at it. Can you tell me how far it is and what's the size of it?
If I use some tools, then probably.
No, just a telescope. And Galileo had a rubbish telescope, by the way.
Okay, then it's irrelevant.
I mean, binoculars has more magnification than his telescope.
It's irrelevant anyway, because now we do have the tools to figure it out.
But you understand what I'm saying? How did he know the size?
How did he know that? I don't know. But now we do know.
So it's not. No, we don't know. How do we know today that it's that size?
Because we
have they validated it in another way?
Yes, like with radar.
How?
With radar, they didn't have radar back then, but now we do. No. Now we know the accurate distances to the sun, to different planets, because one method is radar. That's one method. Another method would probably be triangulation, like I said before, with how far the sun is. When they didn't have radar, they used triangulation, but now we do have radar, so it becomes much simpler.
Okay, I'm looking at it. Doesn't say anything about using radar. You do know they calculate the distance, not measure it, based on parallax.
Yeah, that's right.
Great. So would that mean you would need to know the physical size of that object to know the distance?
I'm not sure. Oh, hello?
Yeah, no, it's simple, because if it's an angular size, how do you know it's further or closer? If it's just angular size you're seeing.
If it gets smaller, we can probably assume it's further away.
You're not understanding. If I look at a shape, I've never seen it in my life before. I don't know how big it is. I don't know how far it is. But I can tell it's a telescope. It's a certain angular size. Does that tell me anything how physically big it is and how far away it is?
To me, no.
But that's exactly what your globe's doing with Venus.
Like, to me, no, because maybe there's a way. I'm not smart enough to figure out what that way is. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell you. The answer is no. You don't know what physical size it is because you don't know how close it is, because it's only an angular measurement. You got an angular size or something. That's all you have. That angular size, literally, I don't know. I'm going to try and draw it in paint quickly for you.
Can I just ask you a quick question there, Luch? Yeah. How many watt radar do you think it would take to reach just even Venus?
Wow. How many radar?
How many watts?
What?
How many watts are required? Just give me a round, just a guess number. Guess how many watts it would take.
I don't know.
A million watts? Okay, let's just do a million watts, for example. Okay. All right, we got a million watts.
Do we know how many watts a radar uses?
They can range anywhere from, I think the biggest radar is, yeah, I can't even speculate. I don't even know. So, okay, and how we put, we'll put an antenna gain on it. How much of a gain do we want to do? 500, 1,000? Okay, a gain. Yeah, you gain. You use gain to increase the power without changing your watts. So let's do a 500 antenna gain, and then we'll do the frequency of 20 gigahertz. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll how big do you think the radar should be? Like the antenna, like 500 square meters, 1,000 square meters.
I guess the size of the antenna would be. Yeah, maybe that. I don't know.
1,000? Okay, let's do 1,000 square meters. Okay. And then the minimum detectable signal, we'll do 1 milliwatt. Okay. You know how far it can go?
How far?
410 meters.
Wow.
That's not very far at all.
No. So now you're saying that radar was used to measure all the way to Venus and back. And how far away is that supposedly? I don't think so. I'm sorry. We don't have a radar big enough in the world to be able to go that distance, let alone to the sun, which is supposed to be 93 million miles away.
And also don't forget the sun is a black body, so it's not able to send a signal back.
Oh, yeah.
But it's physical. It is physical. It's a physical object, which means it would be able to send the signal back. Anything physical would be able to send the signal back.
No. Luch, do you understand what black body means?
No. What's that?
Well, the sun is supposed to be a black body, so it means it can't reflect any emitter transmission back. It just absorbs the transmission.
Well, it clearly can send some stuff back.
You've been duped, mate.
Yep.
Anyway, got this on screen. You see the circle on screen, yeah, Luch?
Yes.
Let's just imagine now you're looking at the circle in the sky. Just looking at it like this through a telescope. Okay? Can you tell me what the actual size and distance is of that circle?
If I were to, I could probably make an estimate.
No, can you be certain what the size is and the distance, the actual size and distance, just by looking at it like that?
No.
Great. That's my point with Venus. So let's just say you say, okay, I've measured the angular size and I'm going to say the distance would be A or whatever, okay? There we go. And that will be its actual size because of distance. But how do you know that that's not its actual size? How do you know that this isn't its actual size? And the distance is just closer. You understand?
We can see that it's gotten smaller and gotten bigger, so we could probably determine if that could mean it's closer or further away. But yeah, we wouldn't really know the actual size.
Yeah, the point is you wouldn't know. It's all just speculation, and that's exactly what Venus is based on. Speculation. Okay, so let's carry on with your thing, because there's still a lot to go through. We've got like 20 minutes left.
Oh dear.
I think we're going to have to do a part 2.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
Part 12.
Okay.
You haven't been to enough casinos for part 12.
There's not enough time.
Here's $10,000.
So let's get to a conclusion quickly. The idea that millions could be lying about the shape of the Earth suggests a scenario that is practically impossible from logistical, ethical, physiological, and scientific viewpoints. It underestimates the complexity of human nature and the robustness of scientific inquiry and evidence. Understanding the shape of the Earth as a sphere is based on centuries of observation, experimentation, and exploration, accessible and understandable to anyone willing to study the evidence. Know that although that's such beautiful wording and statement, it's not true.
Oh, oh look, that's the second law of thermodynamics.
Yeah.
But would we be able to do one more?
Yeah, we'll probably get the second law of thermodynamics. We've got like 20 minutes, so I said. Well, 15 minutes, so like an QVS. Okay, but let's quickly say what you got here. So I think we've been through this now the whole time. Not everybody's lying. People can believe things. And observation based on history shows it not to be a globe, shows it to be flat. And it's literally the globe's based on faith and correlation.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now, second law of thermodynamics simplified. Ooh, nice. The second law of thermodynamics states that in any closed system, the total entropy disorder can never decrease over time. It's often paraphrased to say that the system will naturally progress from order to disorder in absence of energy input. One might initially think that given the vast low-density space surrounding Earth, our atmosphere should spread out into space to increase entropy. Okay, this is one issue I got with the thing you're saying here. Why are you guys always trying to limit thermodynamics to either a closed system or an isolated system or an open system? You do know that there are 3 systems based on thermodynamics. That's called a thermodynamic system. You do know this.
Well, what's the third one?
Isolated, closed, and open.
Okay, so
there's only 3 types of systems. An open system is a physical system we can demonstrate.
That's the argument you guys are saying, that the gases should disperse into space, right?
Yeah, we're going to get there now. But I'm just going to quickly explain the 3 systems quickly.
That's why we say open and closed, because that's your argument as well, right? That the Earth is an open system and therefore gases should disperse into space.
Yeah, but we're going to get there now. I just want to quickly explain to you the differences between the 3 systems quickly, because this is one thing I've picked up on you guys from the globe side. You think that the second law of thermodynamics doesn't apply to an open system or to a closed system. You either think it's either to a closed system or either just to an isolated system. You understand? Where you don't understand, it's 3 systems. Thermodynamics has 3 different type of systems. One is isolated, an open system,
closed and open, right?
Yeah.
What's the isolated one? What's that one?
I'm going to explain now. The open system is where you have matter and energy able to leave and go into the system. Okay, so it can go through the boundaries. Just like you have sunlight letting energy in and out the system, and you can have physical matter going in and out the system. A closed system doesn't let matter through its boundaries, so it can't pass through that physical boundary, but the energy is able to pass through that closed system. Let's take an example of a closed system would be a terrarium. You know what a terrarium is?
No.
A terrarium is like an enclosed bottle with vegetation inside it that's closed to the outside environment, so it's self-sustaining. And the only thing it's getting from the outside is heat energy. It's getting energy from the sun.
Would that be an open system because it's getting
closed? That would be closed. No,
but
it's closed.
Getting energy from the sun. So
yeah,
it's an open system.
No, that's a closed system. An open system
receiving energy from the sun. Energy is getting inside.
Yes, it's receiving energy. Energy can pass through the system's boundaries. That's what a closed system is. Okay. You just can't let matter through the system.
Okay, so only matter.
Only energy in a closed system.
So only energy and matter can't penetrate through the closed system.
No. On an open system, you have matter and energy that can pass through.
But only energy in a closed system.
Only energy in a closed system. Okay, and when you get the isolated system, this would be a hypothetical, Don Khalifi, a hypothetical system which they would be saying is the universe. An isolated system, they usually try and explain it like a thermos, where if I have my thermos and the heat energy and the matter can't go through, so it's not going to release the heat energy out of the system. But in reality, a thermos is not an isolated system because you're still releasing heat energy to the surrounding system, because that's not the end all. So they use a hypothetical as the universe is the isolated system because there's no boundary beyond it. So no energy can pass and no matter can pass. Okay, so that's the difference between the three systems. Now we have to explain this based on the globe. Would you say the globe is an open system, which would mean the gas can leave freely, you have astronauts leaving freely, and there's heat energy from the sun coming in and heat energy being released from the earth? Okay, that's an open system.
Yeah, that's what an open system would be.
Yeah. Or it would be a closed system where only heat energy is being transferred in and out, where there's no matter like gas or astronauts and stuff leaving. Would you say the Earth is an open or closed system based on that?
Open system.
Great. So if Earth is an open system, you would agree that gas can leave the system.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So based on thermodynamics, the law of entropy, if the surrounding system, aka space, is a low pressure separate adjacent system, and you have Earth as an open high pressure system inside that system, what would happen?
Some gas would escape, I guess.
Yeah, the gas would fill the available space.
Uh-huh.
So Earth cannot be an open system.
Why not?
Because the air we breathe would be... Yeah, we'd have no air left to breathe. The gas would just literally bounce off the floor and bounce into space and never return.
Well, that's not entirely true. It is true that gas does escape into space. That part's true. But not all gas escapes into space. Only a minute amount escapes. So not all gas.
But that's the issue we're saying. It's not selective.
Like
I'm gonna quickly play you something.
Helium can escape into space.
I'm going to quickly play you something, and I want you to tell me what are the words this guy is saying. Okay.
One of these bulbs, some bromine, and in the other, I have a vacuum. And if I open the tap between these two, you will see spontaneously the bromine rush from one to the other. Now that is the simplest change we can have, perhaps, because all that happens is a change in entropy. In this case, the expansion into a vacuum, nothing else is involved. There's no energy change, there's no temperature change, there's no change except entropy. So without...
But that would be a vacuum then.
Okay. Can I ask you to explain back to us, just to see if you understood what he said, what were the words he said based on it's just entropy?
He said something about vacuum.
So there'll be no energy exchange?
But it's not really, space isn't really a vacuum, though.
It's a low pressure system.
Yeah.
But it's a separate low pressure system.
What he had, well, I suppose maybe, yeah.
You see, so the issue is because the gas is going to fill the available space, there's going to be no temperature change. There's going to be no energy exchange. All that's happening is it's filling the available space. There's no such thing as it's using up energy to get there.
The higher it goes, the less pressure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll...
We have pressure gradients.
Yeah.
But we can explain why we have a pressure gradient. The issue is not about the pressure gradient, though. The issue is delta X. The requirement to have the containment. That's the whole issue of this argument.
So you say what, the firmament? Do you believe in the firmament?
Yes.
Then? All right.
Because without the firmament, we can't have the gas we breathe to stay here. It would just fill the available space.
Some partly true. Gas does escape Earth, but only a little amount. Not enough.
You just heard what the guy said. Do you know what the Joule's free expansion of gas is?
Yeah, but there wasn't really a pressure gradient inside that little container. It was just filled with gas, and then they opened it up, and then
no, I'm just asking. Do you know what? Do you know what Joule's the free expansion of Joule's free expansion of gases is?
No. What's that?
It's actually just what he explained now with entropy. There's no energy change, no temperature change. It's literally just entropy that gases move to the available space.
Okay.
And that's exactly what will happen if Earth was an open system. All the gas we have here would just available immediately, just vacate Earth and go to space. All of it, not some of it, all of it.
How big is the universe?
Impossibly big.
Okay, so according to you, then how much gas is in our little tiny Earth? That should just been evacuated long ago.
Well, no, because we have that downward bias.
No. Sorry, helium would just keep going and going and going. We'd have no helium left. We wouldn't have any hydrogen, which is what water is made of. We would also have all of the other noble gases we'd gone too.
We have the pressure gradient, so it's fine.
Okay, let's put it this way, Lou. Jeff, I think you might maybe understand this better. You would agree when like we said earlier, if you take let's take a glass of water and we rise in altitude where it's lower, you would agree that it would start degassing. It would start bubbling. Huh? The oxygen inside the water is trying to escape.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think when it gets colder, it bubbles.
So why is it that the oxygen will try and leave the water at lower at higher altitudes where it's lower pressure, but you guys claim that the gas will just not leave the Earth because
it's being forced out, though.
What force? There's no force, mate. You know this. There's no force. Why is that force not holding? Why is that force not holding the gas down? Let's put it this way. I can take that same cup of water and stick it in a vacuum chamber at sea level. It's going to give the exact same observation that when I took that cup on Mount Everest.
Do you know what the bends is?
Yes, and what the bends is.
Yeah, that's
what the scuba divers usually get. Yes.
Yeah, and it can also happen if you go too high, too fast as well.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with what I'm saying now.
Bloodstream, isn't it?
The hydrogen bubbles try to escape. Yeah.
Nitrogen.
Yeah, but
nitrogen bubbles.
Nitrogen. But what I'm saying now is, with the argument is, I can take that same cup of water, and I can get the exact same results. And for instance, let's say on Mount Everest, as when I get it at sea level in a vacuum. You would agree with that?
Same result as Mount Everest than on sea level.
Yeah. Let's just say I stuck that glass of water in a vacuum chamber at sea level, and it starts boiling because it's starting to degas. The oxygen's starting to go out. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Now I take that same glass of water and I just go up to Mount Everest and it starts doing the same.
And the water would probably freeze.
Now the question is, based on I've taken the distance away from your mass, why is it giving exactly the same demonstration, but I'm further away from your mass?
There's more mass under it, so
yeah, but the closer you are, the distance. Remember, your mass attractional mass, which isn't actually a thing anymore, literally is about the distance from the mass, center of mass.
Yeah.
So if I'm further away, it would be a weaker, correct?
Yes. You wouldn't feel.
And why is it I'm able to get the same results no matter the distance if I just change the pressure?
Though you've decreased your distance to the ground, you've increased the mass that's underneath you with the mountain.
Yeah.
How are you increasing the mass? The mass is the same. The mass of the Earth.
The mountain now.
The ground that you're standing on? Is that bigger than what I'm standing on right now?
Topography might suggest, yeah.
No.
Different masses have, the Earth isn't smooth. There's more masses and more places.
Really? I didn't know that.
More countries are higher or lower than others as well.
Oh my
to sea level.
Really? I thought they were all the same height.
No, they're different heights.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you're being sarcastic.
Oh, you couldn't detect that?
Guys, unfortunately, I'm going to have to end. The power's going off in a minute and a half. So I have to still switch the PC off. So I want to say thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Luch, I think we'll have a part 2. Definitely. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Then
we'll take it off where we left now. But I have to say, Wednesday, I'm going to be on You Are Mopped. We're going to have a show together. So Wednesday's going to be that. And then I think Thursday we'll do you again, Luch. Is that fine?
When would Thursday be? Thursday would be maybe not Thursday. Can we do another day?
Anytime. Just let me know when you're ready. Let me do it.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you. But I appreciate you waking up so early and coming, and appreciate your support, man.
You're welcome.
I hope you guys all enjoyed the discussion. I think it was a productive discussion.
Yeah, I like the format. So
definitely. So thanks for coming. Sorry, I gotta go but I gotta switch your PC off before the power goes off. Just guys, thanks for all the support.
Bye.
Just cheers. Bye.